Hey, hi all. In this today's session, we'll talk about AngularJS Ajax. So far we have seen only one, attribute as part of a controller definition, like $scope, which basically define your object and variable scope instead of controller. When it comes to Ajax is nothing but making a hit to some resource to fetch the data. Okay. And to do this in this AngularJS, we have a $HTTP, which is another parameter as part of controller. AngularJS provides $HTTP control, which works as a service to read data from the server. The server makes a database call to get the desired records. It may be a database or a physical file. So AngularJS needs data in JSON format. That's the first sure. Once the data is ready, $HTTP can be used to get the data from a server in the following manner. Okay, let me define this. AngularJS provides, so as I said, this is the parameter, right? Which works as a service to read data from the server or physical file. Okay, so the server makes call to get the desired records. AngularJS need a JSON format data, need JSON format data. Hence, we need to return JSON format data always. So once the data is ready, $HTTP can be used to get the data from the server. So once the data is ready, then $HTTP controller can be used to get the data. Okay. So example, I'm going to define a function. I'll come through a function right now. Student controller. This is my function. I'm going to write it. And for this, I'm passing $scope, $HTTP. Okay. So inside of this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set some URL variable. Like I have a file called data.txt or sample data, which basically having the JSON kind of data. Okay. So, and then I'm going to use $HTTP dot get URL so that it will make a call to that particular file. If it is success, right? If it is success, what I'm going to do is function response. Okay, got it. This is success response. I'm trying it here. Inside of this, I'm going to assign my scope variable student equal to response. Okay. So here the sample.txt contains student records. HTTP, this $HTTP controller makes an Ajax call and get the or sets the response to its property called student with the help of scope. So students model can be used to draw the table thereafter. Okay. So let me explain you in the sample demo here. I'm going back to my Visual Studio code. Okay, so I'm going to create a file called ajax.html. Again, so I need to have first kind of lines of data. This particular stuff is common, hence I'm copying it. Ajax demo. And with this, it is closing this. Right. Okay. And after that, so what I'm trying to do is I'm going to take body tag, and instead of that, anyway, I think we'll have a header tag AngularJS Ajax demo application. And here, so I'll be having the same table. Let me copy that so that it will save a lot of time for us. Main, so same table I'm going to use it. So I'm going to use div tag ng app and ng controller. Okay, inside of this I have this table. Of course, I'll be defining the style for this, that I'll copy it from here. Same style like table, border color, and etc. So same thing I'll be having it. Okay, for the table, odd row and even row, and table, kind of a border and border collapse. So here I'm displaying, the uh, name, and instead of this, I'll do one thing. I'll remove this stuff. So I'll be defining, right? I'll be defining a table which basically displays this thing, or change this to this thing. Let me try this. Otherwise, I'll copy this. I'll do this. So I'm going to display name, okay, as part of this. I'm going to say instead of that roll number, I'm going to define one more th table header percentage. Okay. So to display all these things, I'm going to repeat a student controller, right? So I'm saying this is students, okay? Subject student in students, okay? And here I'm now displaying name, okay? And this is roll number, and this is percentage. That's it. So as part of this, I think we have to, right, define a function. Let me do this. After div and after this body, it's almost I'll define a script. And here, as I mentioned, I'm going to define a function. Student controller. For this, I'm passing scope HTTP, closing it here. So as I said, a URL I'm setting, sample data is my sample data I'll be having. And with this, get URL of, then, okay, function of response. And inside of this, I'm setting students equal to response. Simple function. Okay. So now what I'll do is I'm going to have this. So I'm going to create sample data.txt. Okay. So in this file, I'm going to, add the data for the data. So as I mentioned, this should be in JSON format, as I'm expecting multiple this thing JSON format records. Then I'll be having like this. Okay. The first one is I'm trying to refer as name. Okay. And after that, roll number. Make sure the case should be same. And after that, percentage. Okay. So the same thing I'm going to have it for other records. This should be This should be Ravi, Shant. Okay. Roll number might be two. This is three, and this is four, and this is five. Percentage is 70, and this is 90, and this is again 50, and this is 80. Let me save this. Go back to my Ajax. So this is my file, and this is my file I've been created here. Let me run and see what it will do. Name, roll number, percentage not displayed. So something went wrong. Let me try this. Maybe this is a different version. I'm not sure. Okay, this is Ajax, Lips, Angular. Let me try with a different version. I think it is not going to work out with latest. Let me try this. Oops. This went wrong. HTTPS Ajax AngularJS 1 to 15 Angular min JS. So coming here, I think I've done as ng controller. I have to give it right. So what is that controller? I'm going to give it this. Let me open it. Oh, something is messy with the style. Let me change the style. I'll add padding. I fix it. Let me run now. What happened? G controller is student controller. What else? Table. More this. And name and roll number percentage. 2 and ng report student in students. Okay. Oops, this is student, right? Student. Try now. There we go. Okay, student name, roll number, percentage. Still not working. Student in students. Okay. Students and this is closing, and thereafter closing this, thereafter this closing. The script, this function. This is a student controller. Same thing are given. Student controller. Scope HTTP. Oh, oops. Let me try this way. No. HTTP get URL. Then function, right? So sample data text, and get URL, then function response, scope dot students equal to response dot, let me try this, response dot data.